Hello Guardians, it is Ebontis, and in this video I just want to cover this kind of Wednesday TWID that we got. Basically it's the Developer Insights, Economy, and Rewards update. Couple things are changing. One, weapons that come from playlists, Strikes, Crucible, Gambit, and it's like the most recent weapon of the season. So for example, if you take like Riptide, there was a season where Riptide was the brand new weapon. Riptide would only come from the actual game's like in-game drops. You were not able to actually focus Engrams into it, which was kind of a bummer. Now, seasons afterwards, you can focus all you want into Riptide. Well, they're making a change. One, starting in Season 22, players will be more likely to receive ritual engrams upon completion of activities. And also, whatever new weapon is issued, you will be able to focus into that in the same season. So they're going to be giving us a Stasis submachine gun next season. I hope it's better than Blood Feud, because that one, sadly, should have been better. But we're going to get a Stasis machine gun called Unending Tempest. And that one, as soon as you get one to drop, probably, you'll be able to focus any of your engrams into that if there's a certain role that you're going for. You won't have to wait a full season for it to kind of be put into the vendor focusing situation. So that's a good change. We also do know which weapons are coming, so we have the Stasis machine gun for Crucible. Strikes is going to be a solar sniper rifle. It says the Luna Regolith 3. I don't know if that's, it's like I. Feels like I don't know if there's anything that gives us a hint to what that could be, but basically it's a solar sniper. From Strikes, I'm not that excited about a sniper, just because generally snipers aren't doing a whole lot for me lately, unless they put a cool perk on there. For Gambit, we've got a Void machine gun. That's actually not a bad thing, because you've got Commemoration, you've got Corrective Measure, you've got Retrofit Escapade, but those are hard for a lot of people to get. Raid previous season. So outside of Shattered Cipher, we're probably due for a Void. So that's honestly pretty good. For Nightfall, you've got the Warden's Law coming back as its own type. So the Double Fire Warden's Law hand cannon is actually going to be its own new archetype. Something they may play around with in the future. Kind of the way they did with Dead Man's Tale, and then they had the Scout Rifles that function in a similar way. Also for Nightfalls, we've got a Solar Precision Bow. And I literally just am re-recording this because previously they said it was the Hollis 4. Now granted, a Precision Bow is going to be a Precision Bow. So it's like that's not going to change too much. Perks is going to be the big one, and it's going to be a solar bow. So we've got a couple of arcs. We're probably in need of a void bow soon, I would guess. We do have Under Your Skin that's craftable though. So yeah, we're going to have a solar precision bow from Nightfalls, and then for Iron Banner, we're going to have Point of the Stag come back. Now, PSA for all of you guys, go into your inventory and go into your collections, and if you've ever collected Point of the Stag, but you don't have one in your vault, pull one of these out, stick it in the vault, and lock it, because as this thing has double perks on it, you may not be able to get a weapon like this again. Now, granted, if the new Point of the Stag has like Volt Shot on it, I'll be living in Iron Banner until I get a Volt Shot bow, because that sounds fantastic. But until that time, pull this thing out just so you always have access to the base model. So yeah, got a reissue there. Also, the Guiding Sight is a Scout Rifle. That's an old Iron Banner one as well. This one's going to now be a Strand Scout Rifle, so we'll see what perks we get there. Trials of Osiris, we're getting a Solar Hand Cannon. It's going to be a reissue of Igneous Hammer. People will probably be curious for the perks on that one, but I know it's a favored one with the 120, 95 recoil direction. This is a very, very popular hand cannon, so I think people are happy this one is coming back. And then we're also going to have a chance at a Strand Grenade Launcher. So it is a Cataphract GL3, Strand Heavy Grenade Launcher. You'll notice any of the ones, the GL4, GL3, they're all Omolon. So it is going to be an Omolon, but this one's a precision frame, this one's a adaptive frame, so don't know the frame it's going to be, but those are the weapons that are going to be coming next season. The other change is talking about masterworking material caps, so let's jump into that. Now, the other major change they're making is going to be the capacities in your consumables inventory for your big masterworking materials. So Ascendant Shards are going to have a capacity of 30, Ascendant Alloy will have a capacity of 30, and then Enhancement Prisms will have a capacity of 100. Now, they state, the other thing is, a big reason we're making the change is to remove the risk of losing these materials from the Postmaster. Now that the caps have been increased, we are removing the ability for these items to go to the Postmaster if players already have full stacks of any of the material in their inventory. Moving forward, these will behave like Glimmer, and the player won't receive any more of the items until they are below the cap. So you're always going to want to keep your cap at like, keep this at like 27, 27, 95, something like that. So if you do an activity, you won't completely waste them. So you're not going to get any leftovers going to the Postmaster. Now, they also state, before making this update, we looked into the total number of players that would be affected by this particular change, and it turns out that less than 1% hold more than the new increased caps of these materials at their postmaster, aka 99% of the players will benefit from the inventory cap. Now, the other thing to state very, 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 very clearly, and I'm saying very a lot because they also seem to be very emphatic about this, while the new currency drops won't be going to the postmaster, let's make one thing clear. The Ascendant Shards, the Ascendant Alloys, and Enhancement Prisms currently at your postmaster will remain until they are claimed. So if you are a character or a player who has 3 characters and you have 10 Ascendant Shards and 50 Enhancement Prisms sitting in your postmaster for all 3 characters, those will stay there. But going forward, no more will drop, no more will go to your postmaster. So if you're the crazy type of person who wants to farm it all up and stock all 3 of your characters' postmasters, that's fine. But honestly, I don't know if that's really necessary, and I'm definitely not going to do that. The fact that I have 5 and 47 here is because there was an easy Grandmaster one time that I might get to do later on. But overall, it's a good change because I like them being in the inventory. And, you know, if you're up to 30 and you miss one, not the biggest deal because you're sitting at 30. Try and keep your inventory at about 27, 28, 97, 95, something like that. Give yourself a little bit of a buffer and you should probably be okay. They state the changes announced today are a precursor to some larger economy changes that we will reveal in the near future. Possibly the showcase, maybe, who knows. Our goal is to keep Destiny 2's economy in a healthy state and avoid any possible currency inflation, which I do appreciate. They don't want anything. I don't want anything to cost more, I can tell you. I'd like things to cost less, but that may be asking too much. That's the reason for regular examination of storage limits and costs, adjusting them in some cases, like we did early in 2023. Now, they state they are not touching the capacity for enhancement cores or for upgrade modules. Upgrade modules stopping at like 30. I think it's 30. I would love to see that at least at like 50. 50 just feels like a better number, I feel. So, I don't know. Like, upgrade modules, you don't use them that often, and when you do run out of them, it's a little annoying. So having a bit of a buffer there for a veteran player, if we do have to level up in, say, like, I don't know if they're going to do a season, but at least in final shape, that would be a nicer one to level up. But for now, those are staying as is. So 30, 30, 100, and then we just went through the weapons that are coming, but any new weapons you will be able to focus into and turn as many of those engrams you want into your new weapons. Haven't been grinding Solstice that hard, but if you have, more power to you. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like below. Check out some of my Remnant coverage, and also check out that game if you haven't yet. It is a blast. If you're, taking a little break from Destiny, now is a good time to play Remnant 2. It's a lot of fun. It's challenging, but it's a blast. Like the weapons, the bosses, the worlds, I'm enjoying it. I've put like 60, 70 hours into this thing just because I've been trying to go through and farm a bunch of the secrets. It's a lot of fun. If you have questions about it, hit me up in the comments. Check out my review and guide videos I've got out there. And if you enjoy this one, like, subscribe, and hope to see you in the next video. Have a good one.